Alright, so this is Nightfall, an AEG product. So we are, I forget what the theme was.
Vampires versus werewolves killing each other.
Yeah, we're dark forces, trying to prove who's the strongest and just be master of the dark forces.
Oh, so it's Vampire the Masquerade, the card game.
So the objective of the game is to have the least wounds at the end of the game.
Okay.
The game ends when the wounds deck, there will be 10 per player, and as they are distributed, we reduce the number of wounds that are left in the deck, and then when the deck runs out, game ends. Person with the least number of wounds wins, and there's tiebreakers that you want to have. There's 3 different types: burns, bleeds, and bites. You want to have an equal distribution is better.
Okay.
Okay. So the lowest of.
So
So
someone
lowest number of wounds first,
Okay.
tiebreakers.
Type of wounds.
Lowest number of the same type of wound, yes.
Okay.
So the system is built around these moons. Each card has a primary moon. That's what moon it is. It also has 2 rising moons. Or on the base card, on the starting deck cards, it's only 1 rising moon. These are what's used as to link. So to play a card off of this, it has to be either a red or a yellow. Playing cards is done in a chain, where the current player will play a card, and will then have to continue chaining off of that card, and then the card played after that.
Okay.
So off of that, you would play a red card, and the red card might have a purple moon, and to play off of that, you have to play a purple card, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Each card also has a kicker. The kicker moon, you get that effect if the card that you linked off of was that color. So each card has 2 cards that it can kicker off of, and a bunch that it can actually link off of.
So if the previous card had, say, a blue moon, and you played this onto it, then
If the previous card was a blue moon,
Primary blue.
primary blue.
and it had a linking green,
Yep.
then you could play this off of it, and you would get the kicker.
Okay. So it's the primary moon that is the card that I'm playing. Basically, so this is a red.
No, this is a green.
Yeah, this is green, but the red, I can play a red or a yellow primary as the next card.
Yes.
Okay.
And if they had a green kicker, you'd get the kicker.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So the turn sequence is combat phase first, where whatever minions you have, they have to attack.
Okay.
You can divide the attack any way, which way you want. You can send all of them to one player, all of them to another player, split them up however you like, but they all have to attack.
Okay.
After that, they are discarded. So they don't stick around.
What does it mean? Is this a minion?
No, that is,
Just so we have a frame of reference.
all the starting cards are minions.
Okay, so it's a card that says minion on it.
Oh. I don't actually say on it. I don't know if I'm using the right term.
Well, this isn't like mesmeric presence. Is it
Yeah.
No.
character name?
No, okay.
Whereas this has a character name.
Okay, well, minions will have a combat rating plus health flashes. So the current health of a minion is how many slashes they have while they're at the top of their card. So that's not a good example, sorry. Yeah. So at the top of his card, he starts with 4 slashes, so he has 4 health. As they take damage, you rotate them clockwise, so then he has 3 slashes, 2 slashes, 1 slash, and then he's dead. Their combat rating is how much damage they do when they attack. When you're attacked, you can block with your minions.
Okay.
They are just damage soaks.
Okay.
There's no, combat damage back and forth, it's just soaking.
Okay.
And then whatever damage isn't soaked by your minions is dealt directly to you, and you receive runes for each damage you receive.
Okay.
So again, after your combat's completed, you discard all your minions, and then you begin the chain phase, where you can play one card without any restriction, and then after that, you have to chain any other cards you want to play after that. After you are done chaining, the person to your left, so clockwise, can then chain off of whatever your open link was.
Okay.
After that person's done chaining, the person to his left can then chain off of that last link that the previous person left,
Okay.
until all players have had a chance to chain. I do not get to chain off of the person off my right,
Okay.
if I was the starting player. So cards are set up in the chain, and then they resolve in reverse order.
Okay, so last player then.
So the last player then starts resolving their abilities,
Mhm.
and then first player finishes resolving. Unlike, say, Magic, where you target something beforehand, you choose your targets as it resolves.
Okay.
So you might have played something that you were going to, kill someone else's minion, but someone else killed it before you, and now you only have your own minions left that you can target. Sorry, buddy, you got to kill your own minion.
Wow. So if you have nothing else to attack, you have to attack yourself.
Not attack, that's combat,
Chain. Oh.
but any chain results,
Okay.
any resolutions of chain cards.
Cool.
Then you can claim cards, which is your basic buy-in. That is donated by the cost. That's in line with the card name. You start off with 2 influence, and you can discard cards from your hand to gain additional influence. You can buy as many cards as you have influence for. You can discard cards to influence, even if you don't intend to spend it, just to clean out your hand, because at the end of your turn, you do not discard, you just draw it back up to 5.
Okay.
Also, at your cleanup phase, after you've done your claims, after you draw back up to 5, you can use a wound effect. In the base game, there's only one type of wound effect, but in the expansions, they're saying they're going to include more. So the wound effect for this one is you can discard as many wound cards as you have in your hand, and draw 2 cards for each wound. But you can only do that once per turn.
Okay.
So if you draw additional wounds off of those cards, then
Tough shit.
Alright, so the initial game, the game setup is a draft. So they give you a deck of draft cards, which is one of each copy of the primary, what are they called?
Viable card.
Yes, the viable cards. So when you're doing the draft, you will receive 4 cards. We would each receive 4 cards. The first card you choose will become part of your personal archive. And your personal archive is a card that only you can buy,
Okay.
with exceptions of card effects. The second card you choose, so you choose one,
Mhm.
and pass the other 3 to your left, face down.
Okay.
The person to your left will choose one of those 3 cards, and that's the second card in the draft.
Okay.
So the second card in the draft is also part of your personal archive. The third card that you draft will become part of the commons,
Okay.
which is free for everyone to buy. Depending on the number of players you have, there will be a different amount of cards that go into the common. After you're done drafting, you will fill the commons to 8. The last card in the draft is discarded. It won't be used.
Okay.
So you have a choice on something that won't get in the game. You have a choice of 2 things that will be for you specifically, and 1 card that's common to everyone.
Okay.
Interesting.
My basic assessment of the game: the first card you choose, you'll probably want to look at the effect. The second card you choose, you will probably want it to either link off of or allow linking to that first card you chose. If you're lucky, you get a matching kicker, but again, each card only has 2 cards that it can kicker off of. So
Cool.
odds are not the greatest, but
Okay, so let's
Let's just
shuffle it up.
just play, dive right in, and see what happens.
all right.